How are you, Mr. Demeter? I am going to do, instead of the PowerPoint, what was put on the rubric, I'm going to do a video. And I'm choosing between, obviously, our Christian Catholic faith that we practice every day at LaSalle and the Jewish faith. And the reason why I'm choosing Judaism is because growing up, I had many friends, not so much that I was necessarily, best friends with, but I had many friends from the public schools around me because I went to St. Helens School in Bluebell, a small Christian school, and every sport I played, everything was with these other kids, and I never understood, come 7th grade, the bar mitzvah, all that shenanigans, and I never understood why, I feel like I was too naive at that age to understand why everyone wasn't practicing my faith, the faith that I thought was the only faith, the only way, all that. And now as I'm getting older and with the help of this project, understanding that people come from all, not types of religions, but all sides of the world and all beliefs. So here it goes. So the Jewish people who profess a religion called Judaism, they belong to the ancient island that is today known as Israel, and there are many similarities between the Jewish faith and the Catholic faith, and many people find it to be ironic that the Jewish faith was actually annihilated during the Holocaust by Christians. And however, despite their many similarities, there are also many differences between the two religions. So, for the Catholic, Christianity obviously is one of the largest religions in the world, with more than 2 billion followers worldwide. Though it has been a religion of the West mainly and has shaped the destinies of many Western countries over the last 2,000 years, more than half of the Christians across the world belong to the Catholic denomination that believes in papal authority and is, in fact, a follower of the Roman Catholic Church. So now, Judaism. Around half of the Jews live in Israel, while less than half live in US and Canada. The remainder lives in several European countries. Jews trace their origin to the patriarchs mentioned in Bibles such as Abraham, Jacob, and Isaac. The roots of Judaism, the religion followed by Jewish people, goes back to the 2nd millennium before Christ. Genetic heritage of the Jewish people reveals to them that they belong to a fertile region in the Middle East. The sacred book of the Jewish faith is the Hebrew Bible that states that God promised Abraham to make his offspring belong to a great nation. Judaism also believes that they have been chosen by God to be shining examples of holiness and good and ethical behavior on the face of this earth. So at the end, where it says that Judaism, they believe that they are shining examples of holiness and good and ethical behavior on the face of this earth. I believe that's a main similarity with the Christian faith, and although there are many different beliefs in each faith, knowing that the one greater picture is that God, we believe God, but they believe not God. Well, they believe God is a Messiah, but not so much as the only thing, the being, the leader. And just knowing that their job to be holiness and good and ethical behavior on the face of this earth is the same as ours, which an example as enter to learn, leave to serve. One of my favorite quotes of all time, especially just coming from that, because you drive in every day, you entering, you're fortunate enough, we all go to a great school, and many kids are not putting in the situation that we are, and having the responsibility to leave to serve only not so much matures us, but it helps others. And just knowing that our job as Christians is to help others whenever we can, very much like the Jewish faith, is very satisfying. So Christianity was founded by Jesus, while Abraham was the founder of Judaism. And the Catholic faith is 2,000 years old, while the roots of the Jewish faith go back to 3,500 years ago. And the relations between Jewish people and Catholics have mostly been strained, and the Jews faced the worst possible destruction or annihilation at the hands of Christians during the 2 world wars, the Holocaust, and all that. And then, according to the New Testament, it was the Jewish faith who started persecuting the Christians initially, but the Christians persecuted Jews when they became powerful and huge in numbers. Though theological differences between the Jewish and Catholic faith still remain, there is a much better understanding between the two religions of the world. The Catholics are spread worldwide, while Jewish people remain concentrated in North America and Israel, like Canada, US, and all of Israel, While Catholics believe in the doctrine of Trinity, Jews believe in a unity or oneness of God. And just for an example like that, where we all believe in a greater being that is for the greater good, we just have two different pathways of understanding it. Like where we're the Trinity, they're the one of goodness, one of God. So the Catholics go to church for worship, where the Jewish people go to the synagogues. And Catholics have priests and bishops with the Pope as the final authority, whereas Jewish people have rabbis as their priests. And the Star of David is the major symbol of Jewish people, whereas the Holy Cross is the major symbol of the Catholics. While Jesus is considered God's son by Catholics, he is believed to be a false prophet by the Jews. And so with service with the poor for the Catholic faith, it's obviously preached through many soup kitchens, all that, and many active ways in the Catholic Church. Like, for example, we're at this Christmas, I was sitting in the back of the church. We got there a little late. It was not good, but we still got there on time, and they go around with these money, not like money baskets, but they go around for baskets for the poor, and every time it comes by, I feel as a blessed human being that it's just my job to almost just like give back. And so I will always put in money there. And I went to, so my neighbors right next door are big, prolific Jews, all that. And they celebrate Rosh Hashanah, you name it. And we went to the synagogue for their bar mitzvah. So there's two kids in the family. There's a girl who's in college and a man who's out of college. And I went to his bar mitzvah. I was about 7 years old. And there's a really cool picture that my dad has of me. And I'm with the rabbi and my neighbor, Jarrett. Jarrett's like 15 at this point, and I'm still like 7. And it's of me putting a $20 bill into the basket, which was a very, very, very warming experience. And I'm very happy that my dad could take a picture of that in the moment, so I can still see it to this day. So Judaism, where I feel as Judaism gets a bad rep on the respect for all people, where many people all over the world see Judaism as not their own religion, but like their way. Like there's not so much like we're the Catholic faith, where there's many different types of Catholicism. You have Roman Catholic, all that. Where Judaism, it's just Judaism. So I feel like many people believe that they're like only respect Jewish, nothing else. When in all honesty, every single one of my friends that are Jewish, nicest people in the world. They are always there to serve. They're always there to help others whenever they can. And there are the faith. So